Let's stick with earnings now and shift gears. Let's speak about Container Corporation of India. It's seen a robust Q2 with significant revenue growth, PAT growth on a year-on-year basis. Revenue is growing as much as 22%, PAT up by as much as 38%, 253 crore was recorded in the quarter gone by. On a sequential basis, it was flat. We're joined by Mr. V. Kalyana Rama, who is the Chairman and Managing Director of Container Corporation of India. Thank you so much, Mr. Rama, for taking the time. I want to start by asking about realizations and volumes. Could you break down the numbers for us? And what are the factors that have supported this uptick in the numbers that you've reported this quarter?
Your voice is very low. I am not able to clearly hear you. Can you repeat?
I can repeat, Mr. Rama. If you can hear me, could you please break down the numbers for us in terms of the overall volume and the realizations for the quarter gone by? What are the factors that have supported this uptick in the earnings that you reported?
See, this quarter, in fact, we did very well in Q2. In this quarter 2 we got the highest operating income and highest PAT in the history of the company. So this actually did very well. Company did very well. Of course, there is some shortage of containers, but still we got good growth in numbers. The overall, if I look at the 6 monthly thing, the volumes have gone up by almost 21% in both originating and handling. Particularly the growth in domestic sector is robust, nearing almost 50%, 48% growth in the domestic sector. And in EXIM sector also there is a growth of around 17-18% over last year.
Okay, but let's speak about that. The fact that EXIM has been lagging domestic growth, is that merely because there's a lot more activity here? How is that likely to pan out in the remainder of this financial year?
Okay, there are two things why this is happening. One is in domestic sector, the containerization was less, and now the trend is picking up. The more and more goods are getting containerized. Now more and more manufacturers or traders moving within India, they are understanding the advantages of containerization. It's a safe, secure transport, and in the transit, the damage to goods will be very less. So having understood the advantage of containerization, more and more people are taking to containerization. That's giving a robust growth in domestic sector. Moreover, in the domestic, the things started picking up. On EXIM side, even though the Make in India has started picking up and more goods are getting exported, there is a container shortage, global problem. This is not to India alone, but because we are totally dependent on the liner containers for our exports, imports, India as a whole as a nation, there is a problem of availability of containers. The imports were less. Now industry started importing, but I think the imports are not coming in the numbers as the income in comparison to the growth what India is receiving. And exports, there is huge shortage of containers. So we have given very good schemes to encourage shipping lines to reposition empty containers to the hinterland locations for the export, to help our exporters. Even with that, there is shortage of containers. So because of these two factors, the EXIM growth is subdued a little bit, even though there is 18% growth, but domestic there is a robust growth. And we hope that in the next 2 quarters, the container availability should be better because imports started picking up. That will help in getting more containers for exports. And with that, the EXIM growth also should be good. But let's keep it in mind that even last financial year, from October onwards, there was a good recovery in India. So the Q3 and Q4, last year we did very well and we had a V-shaped recovery. Compared to that, this time, yes, we are expecting reasonable growth over those numbers.
Right. Okay. So given that you're so hopeful, Mr. Rama, of this recovery, help us understand domestically which sectors are actually aiding and leading the recovery for you right now.
See, domestic, there is overall recovery. See, mostly what we carry, the containerizable goods are steel and the pig iron, sponge iron, food products and food grains. So these are all moving. So there's a growth in these things. So a lot of food grains are being exported also. They are being moved across India. The pulses imports, they come into domestic containers because they get imported in bulk. So these are the products where there is a good growth. So basically the primary products and the core sector is helping in the growth in the domestic sector.
Sure. Also wanted to understand how much did you really provide for land licensing fee in the quarter gone by, and how should one expect this figure to actually move on going forward in the future quarters?
See, now there is no ambiguity or any indecisiveness in the land license fee. Now it is very well calculated because the formula is now settled. See, the total land license fee is to the tune of 450 crores per the year. So in the first quarter and the second quarter combinedly, we booked 225 crores. So it is 112.5 crores, maybe here and there. So that's not the exact number, but it is overall 450 crores, maybe here and there by 1 or 2 crores.